I just miss being able to say good morning. 12:01. My timer on this is off by 3 hours. We are not having a lovely day. We're expecting lots and lots of thunder, so poor Pearl. Not a good day. But I'm home. I'm back. She's back. Good morning. Oh, sorry. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining me for coffee. I'm wearing my coffee earrings. I love. They were a gift. So my coffee maker replacement part and a new version of it came, and I don't know if I talked to you about that, but I'm using the new one and I put the other one in the basement for my apocalypse coffee making. Or it seems to run that, somebody takes over the company and the product no longer is as good, and so anyway, I'm using the new one, and the new one had different instructions than the old one. And to be honest, I had, verged from the old one's instructions, in fact, too. And so now I'm making them per the new instructions, and I am liking my coffee a lot better. It's very, very smooth, and it's smooth enough that I can drink it black. And I really want to drink it black because I don't want to have cream so early in the day, because I think cream breaks my fast, and the longer I fast in a day, the better. We do intermittent fasting, and so I'm looking forward to seeing how this affects my food thing and my body to not have cream quite so early. But I can have a cappuccino at 1 or 1:30, probably even 2. I think I can have caffeine that late in the day, and then that's much closer to the time when I would typically break my fast anyway. So I'm drinking my new coffee and enjoying it. The new way of doing it is basically a finer grind. Essentially, I'm making an espresso and then adding water, which means I'm making like an Americano. Except with my coffee maker, it has a filter, a paper filter. When Dennis makes me Americano, I don't love it quite so much, but he has a normal espresso machine, so it doesn't use a paper filter. And I think that's the difference for me, because I really prefer filtered coffee, which means I'm not a big fan of French press, and I'm not a fan of Americanos because they do not involve a paper filter, but mine does. Anyway, hi, I'm drinking coffee with you today. It's been a few days. It's not normal for me not to sit down and talk to you in the morning or early afternoon. Anyway, I'm back home. I was at my parents'. I stayed there 2 nights to give my dad a break. My mother is on the decline, and she had been hospitalized. I told you that a couple of weeks ago. And since she got back from the hospital, she's been very, very weak and can't stand well, let alone walk. And so her night routines are very tough on my dad, who is not strong, has terrible balance, and has no range of motion in his arms. He can't lean over. I mean, he's going to be 92 in a couple of weeks. He can't lean over, so he can't even help her get back in bed by lifting her legs and stuff. So he needs help. So I went there to stay and help while I was there, but also along with the work my brother and sister-in-law have been doing, come up with some solutions for him. I mean, they're in an assisted living place, so it's really kind of crazy to me that they're not getting enough assistance. But they're understaffed, and they're very nice people, and my dad is very has been reluctant to push his button and get them to come and help him, when he needs to, because he knows how hard they're working and what they're doing, and anyway, so he's not getting the help he needs from the facility he's living in. So anyway, my job there was to help him while I was there, figure out some processes that would be helpful to him, and get some help outside help for him. So we are probably going to be contacting a home health care agency to try to come in and give him some help. But because my mom is on the decline and has a condition that they've decided it's too hard on her to continue to manage the way it's been managed, she is actually moved as of Friday morning to hospice, which doesn't mean that she's imminently gonna die, but it means that the care she's getting is focused on making her comfortable, making her life and daddy's life easier, and as opposed to, I'm not sure what medicine in the United States these days is focused on. It's hard to tell sometimes. But anyway, so that's what happened while I was gone. And so it was kind of an emotional weekend, but I was able to help my dad. My brother's actually there right this minute talking to another home health agency who might be able to help my dad. And we'll come up with some solutions because, you know, he's 92. He needs help. And so that's what I was doing. That's where I was. And feeling good about how it's going, and I'm looking forward to hearing from my brother what they think, you know, should happen. I'm thinking about going again at the end of the week in such a way that I will be able to be home in time for the Zoom call, but it's possible I'll drive from there to Zoom with you guys on Saturday, so I might be a little late, so just letting you know. And there, you know, may be more breaks in my vlogging just because, you know, well, one of the benefits of me being there was that my dad was able to go down and have his meals in the dining room rather than up in the apartment with my mother. And he was missing his friends, and he was missing the camaraderie that he, you know, that's his and, you know, community down there, and he hasn't been able to see them very much. So they were very glad to have him there, and I was very happy to facilitate him being able to go down to lunch and down to dinner, and so that was nice. And the facilities, the people are very, very nice. My parents' 73rd anniversary was on Friday. They got 2 different bouquets from 2 different groups at the facility to wish them a happy anniversary, and plus 2 others from their granddaughter and from their other community, and so they were loaded with flowers and best wishes for their 73rd anniversary. So that was fun. But anyway, so Daddy got to have his lunch with his buddies and his dinner with his buddies. So if I go up again, I'll go up early enough so I can be there at lunchtime so he can go and I can stay with my mom. So if suddenly my vlog isn't there in the morning, it's because I suddenly decided I was going to go, you know, in the middle of the day I decided I'm going tomorrow, and so I wasn't able to tell you on my vlog. Dennis is making himself a coffee, which is why it's getting noisy in here. He has that fancy espresso machine, so he's making himself an espresso. Anyway. So that's the story with me. It was a really good visit. I felt like I really helped my dad. I spent some really good time with my mother. And yeah, it was great. I did not... Foolishly, I thought, oh, I'm going to do my exercises. And I took my two-pound weights in my bag. So my bag weighed 4 pounds more than it needed to, because needless to say, I didn't do any exercising. I think signing up for that exercise program when I did turned out to be bad timing. Because the granddaughter's going to be here next week, but I can exercise with them. In fact, maybe they'll do the exercises with me. They'll encourage me. So anyway, I keep getting emails from them. You missed your session. Here's your new session. So I will be doing my exercises today. Actually, Monday looked like my favorite anyway. It's balance and stuff, and I enjoyed last Monday. I'm assuming I'll enjoy this Monday, and I'm just going to let last week go, pretend like everything was normal, and just do my exercises I'm sent this week as best I can. And I'll be honest with you, and I shouldn't tell you this because Valerie's going to be very sad at me. I did beat myself up for a little while because I didn't do my exercises on Wednesday. Something happened on Wednesday, and it just ended up not being possible for me to do it. And I really got mad at myself, you know. You're not trying hard enough. You know, I was really beating myself up. And finally, I'm like, stop. Stop this conversation. This is ridiculous. You'll do it when you can. So, Valerie, I'm working on it. Valerie worries about how I talk to myself. Well, and I realize that this is not useful, and it's not even true. You know. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't love to exercise. So it does feel like I'm pretty happy to have an excuse to not exercise. And that's where this all comes from. But finally, I let it go. I'm like, right, Maisie? Did you see my snout there? Right, Maisie, girl? So I let it go. I'm fine. I'm starting fresh today. But I will be doing it. I'm wearing my exercise clothes. Actually, I'm wearing my pajama pants. I have these gray pants that... For years, I thought, oh, these are very lightweight, like sweatpants, but lightweight t-shirt material rather than sweatshirt material. And I enjoyed them a lot. And, you know, whenever I wanted to lounge, that's when I, you know, like I have a really loungy day, I would wear them. And I mean, I had them and wore them for a couple of years before I read the tag that said pajama pants. I'm like, well, I don't care. For me, they're not pajama pants. They haven't been for 2 years. They don't have to start now. But now when I put them on, I'm like, oh, I guess I'm feeling like PJs today. So I'm going to take it easy today. It was kind of an exhausting visit because, you know, I don't sleep well sometimes, period. And I don't sleep well in a different bed. And you know, my mom woke up a couple of times in the night. So, you know, I came home tired and I took it easy. I finished my book on tape. I was listening to the Lost for Words bookshop, I think it's called. I had on audio from the library, and I hadn't finished it. I didn't listen to it on the way down. And anyway, it didn't quite finish, but it finished just in the perfect time with me sitting here. Dennis was in his computer room, or it was up in her room, so I could sit here and just turn it on, and I just listened and relaxed and finished that book. So I recommend it. Except that I'm not sure I know the name of it, but I talked about it before. The Lost Words bookshop, something like that. Simona listened to it. She can tell me what it was. Anyway, I'm going to go. I'm back. I expect to be back for the next few days, but I might run up to State College to help my dad out one day late in the week. You know, I'm thinking like getting up early on Friday and just spending Friday night and come home early on Saturday so I can Zoom and get ready for the girls because they're coming on Sunday. But the cleaners are coming on Thursday, so I'm going to already have the house straightened up and organized. So that's my task for the beginning of the week. I'm going to try to sneak one more day to help Daddy in that time frame. Because I can't go up the next week unless it's like a super emergency, because we'll have the girls here. So anyway, that's it for me. I missed you guys. I'm back. My mom's doing fine and is comfortable, and my dad's going to get help, and that's going to make a big difference. The hospice does send somebody. Part of the hospice care is 3 days a week. A home health worker comes for an hour at least, and a nurse checks her twice a week. So it's going to be much more intensive care from them. And then if we can hire a home health aid company that will come in to help him on the other days, that'll be great. I'll keep you posted on that. I'm expecting to hear from my brother later this afternoon, so see how it went. Meanwhile, please take good care of yourselves. Please stay safe and stay sane.